up in a sec. Here's how we're doing PFF grades today, guys. You guys each got 2 players. And we're going to start with Jay, then we're going to go to Earl, then we're going to Bull, then we'll repeat.
Okay.
Jay, I'm going to ask you for your grade. You give us a grade, then I'll show you what PFF did, and then then Bull and Earl will vote on who had a better grade for that said player. Are you guys ready?
Ready.
Jay, your first player is Joe Flacco. Jay, what grade would you give personally? Not PFF, a 70.9 for Joe Flacco. PFF grade Joe Flacco, whenever you're ready, Steve, 61.5. So Jay gave him a 70.9.
Yeah.
Jay gave him a 61.5. Jay, do you want to explain your grade?
I will,
Earl
yeah.
and
The
Bull
61.5 is absurd. Again, PFF dead to me.
They probably...
They looked at the incompletions. He had a lot of incompletions, but I don't hit him for those because I had at least 5 drops.
I think the picks really crush you in the grades, bad picks.
It was one pick,
Yeah.
but it was the play of the game.
Right.
I mean, it flipped the whole game.
I would go with your
dinged him. I
grade.
mean, 70.9 to me was fair.
I didn't think you were outrageous with your grade. I would go with your grade over PFF.
I'm taking his grade, too. I think, if they hit him over the head for what? The interception, maybe taking the safety?
I think the incompletions hurt him, too.
Yeah,
what
sure.
was he, 22 for 45?
24 or 43, I think.
24 of 43?
Just over 50%.
Okay, and now here's the thing. He had at least 5 drops. At least. Maybe more. If you give him those 5 as completions, he's 29 of 43, and all of a sudden you're in the 60% range.
It was 23 or 44, yeah. 23 or 44.
Yeah, I just thought the receivers did him absolutely no favors, and we talked about it being a continuing problem. They better get better at that because you have one job. Just catch the football.
I still thought their grade was way too low.
60 is low.
I like Jay's grade. You didn't overdo it. You didn't go too high.
Yeah.
He had a good game.
Yeah.
And you gave him a good grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. 61 is ridiculous.
All right, Earl, you're up next, and your first player is Elijah Moore. What grade would Earl the Pearl give Elijah Moore for his breakout performance against the Rams? Earl is drawing. He's calculating. Earl gave Elijah Moore a 72.6. Let's see what PFF gave him. A 77.8. Earl actually a little lower than PFF. Jay, Bull, who you
I
going
thought
with?
he was targeted a lot without a lot of receptions.
12 targets, 4 catches.
Yeah, to me,
how many targets?
12 targets.
But did he have any drops or
he had one drop.
He definitely had one.
At least one. Maybe more.
Yeah, I'd actually go with Earl's grade if I had to choose.
I think he had 2 drops.
I would have gone a little lower. I would have gone in the high 60s on Elijah Moore.
I would have been too. I played the game in my head before you wrote your number down. I had him at 68.
But your grade is lower, so I would go with Earl's grade.
Only reason I had him there, he had 83 yards receiving. I think he had 20.6. That's what did it for me is because a lot of his catches was chunk plays for first downs.
Yeah, no.
But the 77 is high.
Yeah.
Especially if you get 12 targets, that is high.
Bull, you're up next.
Okay.
Your first player is Myles Garrett. What grade would you give Myles Garrett for his performance against the Los Angeles Rams?
Oh, gosh, that's the hardest one.
Yo, Myles didn't record a stat, and I'm willing to bet his grade was still over 80.
Well, they have a love affair with Myles Garrett.
I'm willing to bet it was still over 80.
I don't think so.
Bull gives Myles Garrett a 40 before we show you PFF. Before we show you PFF, Bull, why a 40?
He made no impact in this game whatsoever.
Well, he didn't show up in the box score. But, man.
Bull's face is
just on the fact that his name is Myles Garrett, he hit 60.
That's what I thought, too.
Because PFF loves this guy.
So Bull goes with the 40. PFF says a 69.2.
Bull, that was harsh, man.
I thought he sucked in this game. He didn't do anything. What did he do?
The numbers show you that he wasn't at SoFi.
Didn't he have any? He didn't even have any pressures, did he, Mike?
No, he had nothing.
He was credited with 1 pressure.
I was going to say, 10 years from now, if you look this up, you wouldn't even know that he was at SoFi.
Are you going with them at 69?
I think that's much closer. I said he gets 60 because his name is Myles Garrett.
Yeah, you did.
Because they love him.
They do.
And he draws double teams, so I'm sure that gets a little bit. So I would have said 75.
I'm going to say 60 because he showed up, even though he didn't record a stat. The other 9.
60 is not an option. You got to go with 40 or
40 or 60. I mean, you got to go with what they have.
60 because he showed up. The other 9 is because McVay still had the game plan for him.
You're right. Yeah. I mean,
that's the 69.
All right.
But the 40.
That's crazy, boy.
He sucked, man.
Hey, you know what? Bull's going to shoot it straight. If Bull thought he played
listen,
he was
not good.
Jay, you're back up.
Yep.
Okay.
Anthony Walker.
Ooh.
What'd you think of Anthony Walker's performance against the Los Angeles Rams? His first game back after missing Denver.
I don't think
He's
he
all
was
the way
great.
up.
Don't think he was great. This might be on the high side. Going 65.
65. All right.
Might be a little high.
Jay went with the 65.
Yeah.
PFF went with a 83.9, the second highest graded Brown in the entire game.
Really?
Boom!
Yo, I spent the whole post-game show talking about how bad Anthony Walker was. Did I not, Mike?
You did. I also did not think that the eye test matched the PFF test on this one.
I didn't think he played a particularly good game, but I don't know.
R.I.P. PFF.
I mean, what?
I'm going with Earl's grade on that.
What?
Yeah, he had an 83. Can you guys guess who he's not one of the next two, but can you guess who the highest graded player in the game was for the Browns, offense or defense?
The highest, Jerome Ford.
Incorrect.
No, he had a terrible game.
Batonio.
I mean, so did Anthony Walker, so I just
Incorrect.
figured this is the trend they was on. So.
I mean, what the hell are they looking at?
What was it?
Harrison Bryant graded out at an 84.5.
He played a good game.
Yeah, he did. He
What
did.
he's asked
Harrison
to do.
Bryant, the highest graded Browns
All right,
player
good-
against
good
LA.
job.
We got two more.
I thought I
Earl,
was
you're up
being
next.
Kind with 65.
I'm up.
No, Earl's up next.
up.
Oh, Earl,
with
yeah, yeah.
Greg
Let's do this.
Newsome. Greg Newsome, Earl.
Oh,
Oh, jeez.
19? His number should
Zero.
be his uniform.
Zero. Zero.
Does anybody
Y'all
A
are
look...
Blutarski.
Yes.
0.0.
Does anybody look worse trying to make a tackle than Greg Newsome? Have you
Well,
ever seen anybody look
that
worse?
picture is very unflattering of him.
Basically sums up the game for him.
Real quick,
59-4, and that's maybe.
59-4 for the record. The only defensive pictures taken of any Browns player in this game was them chasing Puka Nacua.
Yeah,
That
If
is
you
accurate.
notice that none of our defensive player montages are updated, that's because
Yeah.
there were no pictures updated on our picture website except
Yeah.
Browns players
Wow.
chasing Puka Nacua.
By the way, remember last week you
Wow.
and I, Jay, both thought Puka Nacua was smaller than he was?
Yes.
After watching the
Oh, no,
game, I
yeah,
was
no.
like, man, I didn't realize how big
Yeah,
he was.
I said the same thing. I'm
I
like,
didn't
yeah,
think
he
he was
is.
that fast.
He is that
He is
big.
fast.
I
and
didn't think he was
big.
that fast.
How did this guy drop so low?
5th round.
He had weird production in college. He was hurt, transferred in and out, but
Man.
obviously a miss. Or what was your grade again? You said a 59.4?
59.4, maybe.
PFF said Greg Newsome gregged out at a 41.4.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I'm
it's-
going
I think
with
it's-
PFF.
high
on
I'm
that
going
one.
with PFF,
Yeah, I'm
too.
saying that's.
You're going against your own
I'm going
grade.
against my own grade on
Yeah,
that
he
one.
sucked, man. he got my Myles Garrett grade right
He
there.
was not good.
Damn.
There's been a material change in Earl's mind, and he has now switched to PFF.
You still want to go 5-0? Wait, that sigh.
That was
That
painful.
sigh is a quote board sigh.
Yeah, that was tough.
It's tough, man. It's tough. It's tough. It's just funny to me, man, because I remember, him being on our show talking about, him not wanting to, or before he came on our show, the reports about him not wanting to play in the slot, wanting to play on the
he's
outside.
a slot. He's a slot corner.
Like we've learned this year.
Oh,
Yeah.
he
You
is a
are a
slot,
slot
corner.
corner.
Oh, 1,000%.
And he's decent as
and
a
he's
slot
a
corner.
good slot.
He's a good slot
Yeah.
corner.
But when
so
you
like,
put him in the spotlight on the outside,
No.
you are
Like,
not that guy.
I ain't
you
saying-
are not him.
I'm not saying he's Mike Hilton, but I'm just saying.
Let's not get crazy.
Yeah, like I'm just saying he's good in the slot. On the
Yeah, he's-
outside, no. I think
No.
what's crazy is the rookie Cam Mitchell has had more success on the outside than he has. If you just go back and
he's
you
hurt.
watch the games that he's played,
Yeah.
like he's had more. He can't
Yeah.
catch, but he
Yeah.
he didn't have more success
None
on
of
the
them
outside.
can. That's why they play
All right,
defense.
All right, last one before we welcome in Mary Kay. Bull, you're up with Joel Bitonio.
Oh,
How do
yeah,
you
what
think
did I
Joel
give
played
I thought Joel played well.
against the
Yeah,
Los
Joel played
Angeles Rams
I gotta-
and
I gotta
Aaron
bring up
Donald?
my-
He had
Great.
one bad play versus Aaron Donald.
He did.
Well, considering what the assignment was and what little impact
It
Aaron
should have been a
Donald
jersey
had,
swap there.
you're
It should have
right.
been a jersey swap there. That's two real G's that
I
that
got
yeah,
Bitonio
you're right.
with
respect each other.
72.
Ooh, I would've gone
Explain
higher.
the 72, then I'll show you PFF.
Well, I thought he played a good game. I don't think you get bonus points because it's Aaron Donald.
You
I
don't?
think maybe you should, or maybe you do. I don't know.
I wonder if they do that. That's a good question.
Well, if I knew you got bonus points based on your competition, I'd probably give him an 80.
Well, you know what? They probably don't because that Steelers dude got the 3.4
Right.
against
The
Myles
3.5,
Garrett.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's true,
right.
too.
So you probably don't get any points for it.
All right, well, PFF let's see what they gave Mr. Bonio. A 56.9.
Whoa!
R.I.P.
Little off here.
PFF.
I'm gonna be a pallbearer.
Aaron
Yeah, I'll
Donald.
be a pallbearer, too.
I'm gonna be a pallbearer.
Get them up out of here.
Like,
Aaron Donald, just for the record, graded out an 85. So I'm not sure how much those two particularly matched up and how the one-on-ones graded out. But Wyatt Teller, just for comparison's sake, graded out at a 71.1.
Yeah,
so
so
he was
he
almost
probably
spot
went
on
against
to what
Donald
Bonio,
more.
to what
I
both
don't
said
know, maybe
Bonio
not.
had.
I don't.
Other
figure
guys
any
who
of
graded
this
out
out.
well, just for the record, Christian at left tackle graded out very well.
No
DeJuan
kidding.
Jones graded out well. And even Michael Dunn, not too shabby in his
When you say graded out well, 70s,
70s, yeah.
that's
Jaron
impressive
Christian
for
is
the tackles.
72, Teller is 71, DeJuan Jones is 68. The offensive line played very well.
I thought
all things
until the
considered.
end when they knew they were throwing the ball, the offensive line played really well.
this
I
gonna
agree.
sound crazy, or this is just a question, maybe a crazy question. Is DeJuan Jones a Pro Bowler?
No.
Not yet, but he will be. I believe he will be.
As